Ready, set, starter. This app evens out the playing field. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm the Director of Marketing at IdeaPros, and I have a special guest today for you all. And this is Corky Riley, who is the creator of Starter App. And today we're going to talk about his app, which is it's going to be in the App Store. It is in the App Store. It's almost ready. And we are basically going to introduce to you guys not only what it's like to create an app, but also, how you're revolutionizing the way that coaches and athletes connect with your app in particular. So, Corky, tell us a little bit about Starter App.
Well, Starter App is I wanted to make a free platform where coaches and athletes could connect without having to subscribe to any services. I've been working in recruiting for, good Lord, since the late 80s. And I've just seen too many athletes just not getting noticed that were deserving. So there needed to be a platform where the playing field was level. I've seen, a lot of times it's kind of like in business, it's not what you know to you know. Well, it's kind of the same thing in athletics and recruiting. Like if you don't play for the right teams or you don't play in the right organizations, you can fall through the cracks, and I think that's just not acceptable. So I've kind of worked behind the scenes for many years working with athletes especially on their marketing. And finally, just one day I decided, I couldn't reach as many kids, help as many people, one-on-one. How do I find a platform to where I can reach people all over the country? And I reached out to IdeaPros a few years ago and then submitted my idea. And here we are now today getting ready to launch.
I know. So, and this actually puts, can you describe a little bit about how this works from let's say the athlete standpoint? They're actually creating a profile and kind of capturing some of their best moments in the system too, right? Their stats and what kinds of things they are really specializing in.
Right. So what I wanted to do is not to reinvent the wheel, just to bring the wheel back to what it needs to be, is simple. Nowadays, like in sports, with the sabermetrics, it has gotten so confusing, and recruiting apps have gotten so just got so extensive. Like they've got so many things. They just need to simplify it. I'm a former athlete and coach myself, and I know what I would like to see as far as like when I'm recruiting. And what I did was make it to where any coach or any athlete can simply use this without having to be a tech genius. And wanted to make every feature free. I know a lot of companies, do similar things than what I do, but there's always you need to subscribe to do all the functions of the app. And I never wanted to do that. I never wanted an athlete or coach not to connect with each other due to not, wanting to sign up or can't afford to do it. So I wanted to create something to where hopefully, if you live in a remote area, you can't afford to play for a travel team, you still have the same opportunity as those kids do. And for coaches, I know a lot of recruiting budgets for small schools, especially women's sports, they just don't have the resources to go and find kids, very far away from them. So I wanted to create a platform to where an athlete and coach, even if they're across the country or across the world, will be able to easily find each other and hopefully make a connection.
I love it. And we're going to check out the website for Starter App right now and then talk a little bit more about it. But Patrick mentioned that NSR is one of your competitors, but it's very expensive for the athlete. So you did a lot of research on your competitors before you built this app. And I think you've taken into consideration all of these, the cost to the athletes, the ease of use, the technology. And these are all the things that you want to innovate when you're coming in with an app, but not over innovate, because you don't want a million features that you have to keep going back and forth on. So let's check out the website. But if you guys have any comments, obviously leave them in the chat. And if you have an athlete or know a coach or athlete, put a note in the chat for us, because I'm just curious. We will be having the form at the end we're going to share with you guys. You can actually sign up to get early access in the beta version. Oh yeah, Patrick has a daughter who played softball and was no help using NSR. Well, then you've got to check out Starter App. But I don't know if she's out of softball yet, but so let's go ahead. We're going to share this screen and check out Starter's website. So there's obviously a lot of things that you went through. You're not only developing an app, but you're also developing the website and all of your marketing. There's a lot that goes into getting a business ready, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
So we have a website here and actually have it connected. There's a section for athletes and for coaches. So you can learn a little bit more when you guys go to mystarterapp.com, and I'll put that on this chat right here. And there we go. Oh, hopefully it's sharing out to you guys. So it's a beautiful design. That's the first thing that I noticed. But like you said, it's easy to use. And so what types of information would an athlete be storing for? It looks like upload video highlights. Is that something that we can do?
Right, absolutely, and that is the most key feature that an athlete absolutely has to have. You have to have highlights of your playing abilities, and a lot of times, not necessarily be a touchdown or some glorified play. It could be something as simple as footwork, but you absolutely have to have video nowadays, because that's the first thing that a coach will see, and they'll determine whether they want to move on the next steps. Like, okay, I want to maybe watch list this student, try to find out some more information on him. So it is absolutely key, because just statistics alone, what a coach will never know is maybe those stats were against maybe lesser competition. So they really want to see what you look like on film initially, and that is absolutely key. If you don't have that, then you only get one chance to make a first impression. If you don't have that, you basically have lost that.
Right, and you do have a chance. I mean, with this, you're finding your best video possible, you're putting your best foot forward, but it's also those coaches that, like you said, budgets are small, they're not able to necessarily travel out to see these people live, and so this gives them a chance to browse and not have to have that expense.
Right.
So that's huge.
If you go to in the websites of any colleges, even D2 and below, if you look at their rosters, and you'll notice a lot of them are within about 50-60 miles of where the campus is located. So a lot of times, they can't afford to travel, 400 or 500 miles away to see a kid, because they don't have, not only do have the resources, but the ones they have to optimize. So the more an athlete can do to market themselves to these coaches, the better. And I think our app has everything that you would need for a coach to know.
And so and from the coach's perspective, now you're able to keep track of people that you're following.
Right. Watch list, and you'll be able to message an athlete within there and follow them. So as a coach, you know how to get a hold of them, but you just got to see them first. You just got to get it on their radar, and they can take it from there. And that's why, the starter app, I want it to be simple. Like a lot of these other places have, you can upload your transcripts, all that stuff. You don't need that. Coaches know how. They just need to find the talent, and they take care of it from there.
Got it. So simple. So it's not a lot of work.
Exactly.
If people aren't going to use it, if it's too complex and people don't use it, then the value goes down for everyone, because the coaches can't find the right people. So I love that you put this much thought into it, and you've really built up your list for a long time. So from an entrepreneurial standpoint, I know you've been doing this for a while. So you have several, coaches already in your database that you're going to reach out to about this when you do your beta launch. What did you do to build up your list?
Well, I did a lot of the recruiting seminars with kids here locally of how to market themselves, instead of paying for services like you mentioned in the chat. There are some competitors, but I actually owned a franchise of a really expensive recruiting service many years ago, and it just prices everybody out. Even back then, it was about $2,000 a year. Wow. And kids just don't have that when I can teach you how to do it yourself for free. So,
wow.
And Starter basically took my seminars and put it to where anybody can do it. So
Wow, that's exciting. So you, I mean, that was where the passion came from in the beginning anyway. You were in
right,
this industry, saw the pain point, and then you made it
right.
happen. So what do you think was the biggest challenge that you had as an entrepreneur building out this app?
I think that the biggest challenge was just having the patience when you got an idea and you want to get it to market as fast as possible. So I think just being patient was a little difficult, but like we were talking earlier, once the design team, once you get with the right people that can bring your dream to fruition, like the Crowdbotics folks that's building my app right now are wonderful. They did a great job, and I can't wait to be able to reach out to all my contacts and go, we're live, let's get on this and let's start making it happen for a bunch of coaches and athletes.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that's one of the biggest problems that people have is they hire a mobile app designer on Fiverr, or they go to Upwork and they think, well, it's way cheap. I can do this and, I'll just kind of bootstrap it, and that's fine. But sometimes it's actually going to set you back because
Right.
you've done it, but it's not fully right,
Right.
and you may even have a first version. Now it's okay to have V1, V2, and then make sure you're putting in features that are necessary along the way, but definitely matters when you have the right team that can do it and they have the right resources to get you where you need to go. So I'm so excited. I mean, I know you've been this last couple months, it's really gone quite fast for you,
Yes.
right? So the last 3 months, we love Crowdbotics. It's a partner of IdeaPros. It's our development team. So if you are one of our app people, I'm sure you're experiencing this too. But they are amazing, and they have a special relationship with IdeaPros so that we can do this for all of our partners. I am going to put, like I said, there is a sign up form if you want to be a beta tester and try out the system. If you know some athletes or coaches, and then you can actually send them right to mystarterapp.com, and you can click anywhere, any of the many buttons that say download, and it will take you to a form to do the early access sign up, and you'll have an automated sequence because we even set that up for IdeaPros partners. So we have a text and email. When you set it up, it'll actually get that information out to you right away, because you have to stay in touch with these people too, and then keep them posted throughout. So thank you so much, Corky. I'm glad we got to feature you
Well,
today,
thank you very
and
much.
can't wait to see how the app grows and what you can, how many people. I mean, I can't even imagine what the testimonials would be like
Yeah.
when people are finding, they're getting into that school that they really wanted, or, the coach that has the great recruits that they just found. So I'm excited to see how the testimonials go. But I wanted to get, as a final thought from you, if any advice that you might have for entrepreneurs, because I know that's who our audience is.
Wow. Like I said before, that the patience thing is key, and the quick response as far as communication. I think like my experience with the Crowdbotics folks, when they reach out, they've told me that some of their clients will take up to 2-3 days to respond, and I try to I try to get back to them within about 15 to 20 minutes when they contact me, and that makes things go so much faster. It's just patience and stay on top of the communication, and just understand that stuff like this mobile app, it seems like it would be something simple, but is very extensive, and it's got to be done right. It can't be rushed. So just the patience communication is the key.
I love it. And I love that you said respond fast, because that's unusual. It's not unusual for us to have several days go by, or weeks, and it just keeps delaying you when you can't respond right away. And the, technology, the way that even at the best, which we use a lot of methods of technology, our communication like Slack and our teamwork system, but still, even with that direct messaging, it's still tricky to get things, especially Corky and I were trying to get codes recently. And so you just never know. You have to do these things kind of real time. So Thank you, Corky. I'm so proud of you. And I'm excited to put this up on the IdeaPros website as well. And we can't wait to see more from you. So
Great.
we'll see you next time. Thank you. And then everyone, thank you so much for being here. I saw we had a lot of, I love these comments. So Hector said it's a game changer. He already loves this app. Mary said she loves the website, appealing colors and easy to navigate. Patrick mentioned he paid $5,000 for NSR if he recalls correctly. So that's expensive. Oh my goodness. And Bongo says it sounds awesome. He wishes his son was still in high school so he could use it, but he'll share it out. So guys, if you have, if it is something that you know a lot of people, or you know a school, like get the we would love to help put the right people in touch with Corky so that he can grow his business as fast as possible. So yes, Jared, send any young athletes over to my starter app for sure. But thank you guys all so much for being here. Oh, costs. Well, as Corky said, actually, I might pull Corky back in because on the costs. And Corky, you said it's going to be free.
Everything's going to be free. There's going to be no freemiums where you got to pay to do anything. Everything is going to be free. And of course, eventually we'll have to either run ads or I'm trying to find a corporate sponsor that maybe would want to partner with me to make it to where it's less intrusive for coaches and athletes, but be able to, for us to deal with our cost of having something. But I never want to ever have a cost for a coach or an athlete ever, because I know, like you said, that makes me sick seeing $5,000, but that's not uncommon. And I wish I could have met these people a lot earlier and talk to them one-on-one, because I've helped so many families that do things for free. There's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, but you don't need to hire a service.
Right. And you do coaching, kind of coaching, but you do seminar, like a webinar. That's kind of what you were doing for athletes in the beginning. So guys, if you are stuck or something's, still reach out to Corky if you need help. Even if it is the app is not ready, like reach out to Corky. He'll get you hooked up with the right people.
Anytime I can help, I'm definitely available.
Awesome. So there is a contact us form also on the website, so you can submit your question, but for sure sign up and get access as soon as possible. So now I really will let you go. I've bragged about you though, so I think you saw some of the great things that people were saying. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So we have Eclipse said that it's an edge for student athletes now. That's awesome. And so they can run with the big dogs. Dylan says, nice app. Awesome. Sean Reed says, great job. Thank you guys. And yeah. So how will you be paid? Yeah, Patrick, he covered it. He's going to have sponsors. If you know someone who wants to sponsor, and Corky, you had a favorite that you were really hoping to get in with, and who is that?
Well, it's Under Armour here. That's like on my shirt. I actually flew out there. I was going to try to go and try to get in front of somebody, because I believe in this so much. And so I flew out to the Under Armour headquarters, and it was during the pandemic, so there was nobody there. I did talk to one person, but I'm still not giving up on them.
So if you know Under Armour or have any contacts in your LinkedIn with Under Armour, let me know. We'll get them in touch with Corky, because I just believe we stick it out there and then somehow it's going to come back to us. So Under Armour, we'd love for you to sponsor this app so we can have it free for athletes. Awesome. Well, thank you, Corky, and everyone. I appreciate you being here every single week at noon Pacific time. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you all next week. Bye.